Howdy ho everyone, how are you diddling? Welcome back to PoP. If you're new around here, say hello below. Otherwise, let's continue with our playthrough Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templar. This is episode 12, I think. So let's get on with it. Spoke to people, what's his face? Sean Fitzgerald got run over. And it has exposed this box, so let us fiddle with the box. Don't take that out of context.
But in doing so, it snapped off in my hand.
Oops. I swear that was blue before, not grey.
I tugged at the trapdoor.
Sorry, skip the text again. Don't mean to keep doing that, but you know. You there.
Top of the morning to you. I beg your pardon. Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it? Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia? Well, I was trying to be sociable. Is it a room you're after?
Sure, why not?
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy? I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out. No problem. When will that be? When the Undertaker comes to collect him.
Give me a beer. In fact, tell me about the clown.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No, you're the first today.
You're the first today.
Always remembered that bit for some reason.
Do you know a man called Pegram? Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance? Oh, no.
Nope.
I'm just trying to track him down. Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away. Did Pegram stay here? Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Give me a beer.
I'll try a glass of beer, please. Is this your first pint of real ale? Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow? Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken. I could fix it for you. I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it? It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials. Well, no. Isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedevilled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Yup, with the dodgy wiring
when you finish that,
I have to do.
Will you take a look at the pumps? I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
What it'd be needing is a new fuse.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem. Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps? Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises. If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands. The pumps are in the cellar, right? That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Cheers for that. Why not keep the flashlight up here for when you go down there? Surely that makes sense. Hey look, a lever.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
A shame. Can't click that thing. And, oh, hang on. Oh, no, that's to go upstairs. Oakley doke. Out here, I think that should have allowed us to open this grate now. And
I
then if
lifted
you
the
can...
trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Hey, look, it's Khan.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
So let's go find the small package.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
I've always wondered with this whether that's Chips the American thing or Chips the British thing. Right. Tap.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Like I said, these bits, remember them from the thing, so I'm going to try this, but I've got a feeling that I won't have enough time and it'll dry out and blah blah blah.
I held the towel under the faucet and...
Yeah, shut that off. Let's be nice.
I shut off the...
Shut that off. Now then, off to the castle. I think. Oh, I didn't talk to the guy up here. Balls!
Speak English?
Well, no. What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice.
Uh-huh.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Yes, definitely a relief.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
Smart man.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle. His own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack.
That would be me.
What's the moral dilemma? Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Sounds like a plan there, mister. You go for it.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
But let's get a climbing.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Now, this bit had me for a while, first time I ever played through it, but it's quite simply, jam that in that hole.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Now go! Hey look, it's the ghost of Lochmarn. La 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 la. This bit was a lot harder in the original game. It's not too bad in this one.
The rope by which the
It's
goat
on
was
the original
tethered
game.
had become tangled on the old plowshare.
In the original game, as you walk past this bit, it comes this way and barges you over the wall, so then you have to get up and run that way before he's backed up again. But now you can just stroll over and move the plough, making it lovely and easy. Yep, down we go. Stupid cutscene. Hey look, there's a thing with holes in it. Yep. Push it over.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Well, pick it back up then. Hey look, holes in the floor.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
So what we do here is leave that for a second because I forgot to pick up the plaster from here.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was.
Okay.
Plaster of Paris.
Oh.
I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Yay for you. Stick some of that shit on those holes there. Oh, I've got to fucking go into that first, Anna. They've made this sort of longer and more drawn out with some of the changes they made. Because you used to be able to just do this without having to zoom in on this.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And also, on the other view, that used to be white instead of the weird manky brown colour. And that looks more like oil than
The
water.
trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Good, good. Now take that cast.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
Woohoo! Now stick that into the holes on the wall.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Wouldn't exactly call that silence. Oh, down into the catacombs we go. Mon façon. How nice. Okay, so what am I meant to be doing here? Hey, look, we've got a flashy thing on the answer machine. And clicking it makes it freeze, apparently.
I had messages waiting to be played.
Well, fucking play them then.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country.
No
And
shit.
I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Well, you're about to die then.
Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I'd better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die.
Yeah, go do stuff.
I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the... I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Accidentally clicked there again. Right, this was conveniently ladder-shaped. How strange is that?
I unhooked the first wire.
Good for you.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
So, give it a shove. Give it a shove. Thank you.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Yeah, sure.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Ah, boo-hoo. Use... Is that going to be, like, flat enough and whatever to carve through it, maybe? Apparently, yes. Hey, look. Put your hand in the hole. Into here.
My God, I'm too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
Yeah, well, tough shit.
She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
Because she's a
Imelda
dick.
looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
Yeah, well, I'm stealing your locket.
I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
That doesn't look gold to me.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Okie doke, guys. Well, now that we're in a quiet spot with not much happening, I think I will leave it there for today. But don't forget to hit that like button or leave a comment before you go. And subscribe if you don't already. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.